All right, so welcome back to Chicana Diaries, episode 56,929. Actually, I think podcast episode number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Look at my cute makeshift mic that I just created. It is, yes, indeed, my Apple, my Apple Pencil, and a little lavalier mic attached on top of it. Tell me that I'm not resourceful. Tell me that I'm not resourceful. Literally making a podcast on a budget, literally putting it on YouTube because I do not want to pay for an RSS feed, which is like $20 a month, because I refuse to further involve myself in the system of capitalism. And yes, I want to buy an iMac, but no, I don't want to hear it. It is not hypocritical. I just want to study. And yeah. So, for today's episode, I actually had something written down on my phone yesterday that I just had like an idea about what to talk about, because I wanted to, be consistent to some extent, because, I didn't want the same thing to happen that happened last year, which was that I started it and then I completely forgot about it for that was my TikTok. I completely forgot about it for the entire year, and then it always comes, my passion for podcasting and just wanting to tell my story literally comes back every single time I have free time, because for some reason, and I don't know if anybody else does it, maybe it's because I'm very dedicated. I don't want to say it sounds pretentious, but I'm very involved in my academic life. Sorry, I'm recording this here, the sound, and it's just double. I'm very involved in my academic life. And so I make a lot of sacrifices sometimes, and sometimes, the sacrifices tend to be a lot of my hobbies, because extracurriculars take my time, or trying to finish IB take my time, and podcasting and general de-stressing and relief, such as this one, or this is a productive procrastination sort of moment. They end up being thrown to the side, marginalized, being put on hold. I put a pin on these kinds of things, but a lot of the time they end up being the funnest things to do. And literally right now, excuse the sirens going around, and the cars, and the coco guy, because it's Thursday and man's gotta hustle. He only works on Thursdays. Oh wait, no, he works Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and he just sells cocos in the afternoon, and they're actually pretty good, because he has this tamarindo sauce that is just heavenly. But what was I saying about productive procrastination? And anyway, I don't want to forget about this. I want to keep doing Chicana Diaries, because I really do love Chicana Diaries, and I know I've only posted one video, and I refuse to post this on my story. I just want somebody to randomly stumble upon it one day, because I'm not embarrassed. I'm just I don't know what people are gonna say, and I rather have this be a little thing for me, because that's what I was gonna say. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So no, going back to the other thing that I was saying. This is especially before my Coco story. This is especially the right time to do Chicana Diaries and get back into the flow of things, because it's summer, and literally, I do talk to my friends on my Instagram and stuff like that, but I don't really have a lot of conversations, and I do think a lot on a day-to-day basis. I wonder what Dr. Pepper tastes like. Tastes like minty root beer, is what I found out today, by the way. But that's another story. And no, this is just the perfect time to do Chicana Diaries. This is I love that a bunch of my Chicana Diaries episodes are me justifying why I should have Chicana Diaries, and I am not mad about it. Anyway, welcome back to Chicana. We're already 5 minutes in. Welcome back to Chicana Diaries, episode 2, I guess officially, of the podcast, of the pod. I wish we had a name. If I had fans, we would have a name. It would be like I have nothing. Nothing in my head. Just if anybody ever finds this, or I end up posting it on my story, let me know of a name that we should have for our little community. We can be besties. But I feel like besties is kind of over. You see, I'm being controversial already. I don't know. Is besties overrated? What if I was like, oh my god, hey besties, welcome back to Chicana Diaries, episode 3. Do we like that? I can't tell if we like that. My computer's starting to overheat for real. If that thing doesn't stop overheating, I honestly just gonna buy a new one. I don't know how to clear my storage. I don't know how to. My disk is full. It's been telling me to clean it up, and yeah. Anyway, let's just do. I always come in here with no apparent guide, no outline, which I should probably have. I literally just spew whatever comes out of my mouth, and hope my 3 viewers like it. 2 of them, which are me. And yeah. Okay, so weekly recap from the last time we talked. A lot has happened. I got over my fear of college, decided that college is definitely the right avenue, career path. No, is the trajectory to which I am heading. I do, though, appreciate the little part of me who was like, hey buddy, are you sure that that's what you want to do? And I came back better and stronger than ever, for real. It's gonna be so much fun, and I'm convinced that I am on the precipice of the rest of my life. Because I was for a hot minute there, I was freaking out about whether college was the right decision for me. But then I actually just had this epiphany. I had this epiphany this morning, and I was like, okay, well, if you don't go to college, where would you be? And honestly, I don't feel like ending up in some dead end job with my GED. By the way, you need a bachelor's for half of the jobs now. So I'm going to college, and yes, I'm going to be the dum-dum who dreams of going into a highly selective college right out of high school. I mean, I'm just going to shoot my shot. I'm going to see. Currently, my college list is Swarthmore, Wellesley, Princeton, Yale, Dartmouth. Did I say Swarthmore already? Bowdoin. What else we got? Columbia. Oh, Pomona, UChicago. UChicago's prompts are actually really interesting and creative. They just released their supplementals last week, I think, and they made this really cool video that I was repeating over and over again, and it was just really cool, and I was not even considering UChicago prior to them making that video. But I just want to talk about why people should not have teeth, or should have teeth, or Limerick. I don't even remember. It was really interesting and cool. I'll find it and link it, I guess. And then we got Middlebury. BRB, hold up. We got Middlebury, Smith, Bryn Mawr, Franklin, and Marshall. And then safeties, we've got Merced, San Diego. Oh, I should add Berkeley. Because what if I don't get into my East Coast schools, and then I could get into a California school with good state tuition, for real. I could do that. And then I got Davis. Oh wait, I might have already said that. I got Oregon State, and I have Evergreen State. I literally do not know. I I got this because my favorite thing is going to check the mail because they send me like a bunch of like college mails these days. Ooh, I literally got one from Yale. Look, it looks a little beaten up because I don't know what the process is like to get things from like the East Coast all the way to like West California and border of Koreatown and MacArthur Park. But I literally got this Yale thing. Look, like the corners, literally. It wasn't even me. I didn't even beat it up, but like, don't look at my address. Don't stalk me. But yeah, I got this Yale thing, this Yale booklet, and it literally has everything you could ever want to know about Yale and like even some insider things like eavesdropping on professors and like hearing their lectures and like different diaries of people who wanted to like who studied abroad, and just like the different, here, let me show you the different like the pieces of architecture on campus, because apparently according to them architecture does matter. And oh my god, having a beautiful campus where you can live and stay and grow in, sorry for the motorcycle, is literally the best thing ever. And so I'm like literally in love with it. And imagine the vibes. Imagine this. Okay, you're in Yale. You're in New Haven, Connecticut. You're in a small town in the middle of nowhere, and it's fall. Everybody's getting ready for Halloween. There is people walking outside with like their scarves and their hats because it's getting chilly and the air is crisp and the trees are orange and red and yellow, and you go to a little coffee shop. You go to a little coffee shop and you grab your little coffee because you're gonna go on your hot girl walk, like after like intensive studying at the main library, where they actually give you coffee like at 12, to just get you through. And you go for your little coffee shop to go on your little hot girl walk, and you're wearing your docs and you have your little cute socks or whatever, and you're looking cute. Okay, and you have your little cup and you go outside and you see the beautiful, stunning architecture that is Yale. And you take a deep breath. The crispy autumn air. And you're like, damn, I made it. And for real, I'm going to be honest with you. That's literally all I want. That's literally all I've ever wanted. That's literally all I can ever dream of having. And Yale's architecture can provide that for me. And so yes, I've been obsessing over this page and their little autumn leaves, dreaming about what life might be like over there. Yeah, and also, did you guys know that Yale's mascot is a bulldog? Like, I literally did not know that until I started looking into them, and I thought that was, like, literally the most random thing ever. But I'm wondering, if this, bulldog right here is, yeah, my curtain is blowing. If that bulldog right there is like the mascot of Yale, if like they have a dog on campus, or is that dumb for them to have like a dog on campus that's their bulldog? But I think it would be iconic. Stop. Okay, wait. Wait. Okay, wait. It says right here. It says right. Why am I asking myself when I could literally just read the book? Okay. It says, Handsome Dan, 1889 to present. Yale was the first university in the United States to adopt a mascot, and to this date, none is better known than Handsome Dan. The tradition was established by a young gentleman from Victorian England who attended Yale in the 1890s. The original 18 successors have been the intimates? No, intimates. I want to go to Yale and I can't even read. Intimates of deans, directors, and coaches. One was tended by a head cheerleader who went on to become Secretary of State. Stop. They actually own the dog. Like, they actually have the dog. That's actually really cool. Actually, that I need to stop saying actually, but for real, maybe I should stop saying for real. I don't care. For real, gonna go to Yale now because they have a dog. Like, are they gonna let me play with their dog? Should I, when they ask me, when I apply and they ask me why Yale, I'm gonna be like, I heard you guys were the first school to have adopted your mascot, and his name is Handsome Dan, and I want to touch your dog, your bulldog, your bulldog. I know your mascot, Yale. Don't look at this video and then be like she shouldn't go to our school because she doesn't know anything about it. But apparently, I think they meet 100% demonstrated need, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully, yeah, no, once a student is admitted, Yale will meet 100% demonstrated need. In my personal scenario, I am very low income, very first generation, very FGLI. That sounded so robotic, and very Chicana. Yeah, I know Melanie doesn't like that term because it's not really inclusive, but it just makes me feel connected to my culture. But yeah, so hopefully that they will cover my full tuition, and I literally follow this girl. I think it's called the house cell. I don't know. She is like this poet, and she went to Yale, and she's literally the coolest person that I have ever known through TikTok or followed. And she reads poetry, and she's like a hopeless romantic, and she likes all of the things like Harry Styles and like, you know, goals for life and stuff. But yeah, hopefully they pay for my full ride scholarship, and hopefully I get into Yale and Princeton or whatever, and all of the Ivies. Though Ivies are not the goal, right? And I think that there's some sort of pride that comes in getting an Ivies, but it doesn't mean I necessarily have to go into an Ivy. I want to go to a private liberal arts somewhere on the East Coast. So my options are not restricted. But yeah, anyway, but when they do things like this, when they show me your bulletin board and show me the type of life that I think that they think I'm gonna have over there, I can't help but be like, maybe I do belong there. Like, don't I want to be, let me show you, where's this page? Don't I want to be the guy on this hammock? Like, don't I want to be the guy laying down reading his book? I mean, maybe I don't want to be a guy, but I want to be the student reading their book. Here, current read, John Green, the Anthropocene reviewed. Reading this book on a hammock on the Yale pavilion or whatever, the grassy area. And I don't know, a girl can dream. I've been thinking a lot about college, which is always the case. Literally all my podcasts and personal identity at this point is going to be of and about college. So I've been thinking a lot about college, and honestly, I think I'm gonna do EA for a couple of places, because I mean, it might not increase necessarily my chances. I mean, I can check if it does, but in a lot of cases it doesn't. But I want to do EA for a couple of places just so I can get my decision early and have a couple of safeties. I want to feel safe going into it. I don't want to, my biggest fear has always been like, I don't know, I've worked this hard for so long, like ever since I mean, in middle school I thought that it counted, but I guess it didn't. But I got straight A's all through middle school. I got, with the exception of my one math class who's taught by a teacher I will not name, I've gotten straight A's out of all of my years of high school, taken the most competitive classes, done dual enrollment, done classes in ingenuity over the summer. I'm taking a university course my senior year, doing IB, right? Taking the most. I've worked my ass off for the last couple of years, and I honestly, I have realistically, I think I have like a 4.2 weighted and a 4.3 UC and a 3.9 unweighted. So I I've worked really hard the last couple of years and sacrificed a lot of things, and I my biggest fear has always been that, it was all for nothing, and like I'm not gonna get in anywhere. And I know that sometimes sounds like kind of ridiculous, because I was literally having like my whole breakdown the other day about whether or not like I actually wanted to go in a college, and like fear of the admissions process. But at this point, I'm not scared of the admissions process. I'm gonna write what I have to write. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna put in the hours. I'm gonna EA and ED if I have to, right? I mean, maybe not ED, but EA for sure. And I don't know. I just want to know. I just want to know that I'm going to get in somewhere, because I've been ridiculously annoying about college. I've been obnoxious to my family. We've made investments. I have an iPad. Is that a fly? I have an iPad. I have a MacBook Air. I want an iMac. I have JBL headphones. And my family is not rich, but we've all made investments. I've sold tote bags and cookies and with tote bags and cookies. I had another business, but I can't remember. Over the last couple of years. Oh, donuts. I've sold all of these things to buy all of my devices. We've made investments, and we're gonna make another investment, and I need new glasses, and we need all of these things, right? And I've put in the work, and I don't know, biggest fear is just not getting in. I'm not getting into a good school, and I cannot imagine my life. I cannot imagine what my life is going to be like if I am not in the spaces, if I do not get into a space that's conducive to success, I guess, or like the conventional definition of success, and that is like going and getting my undergrad experience. I mean, I really don't want to think about like the hypotheticals. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that I'm going to get in somewhere, like at least to one of my safeties, right? But just, I don't know. I just, nobody in my family has ever done this. I'm literally the first one in both of my families, my dad's family and my side of the family, to even want to go to college, right? Even attempt to go to college. And I have another cousin who's like my same age and who is in a similar situation as me, she wants to be a nurse though, who is going to be the first in her family to go to college as well. And so we literally made this pact, and I'm literally so terrified for us, because we need to go to college because there's no other option. Like this is what we want, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna work as hard as we have to get it done. And failing, if being part of a Hispanic family has taught me anything, is that failure is not an option, and failing is not an option now. And now achieving something like getting into an Ivy League is definitely going to be a ego boost. So I'm going to work hard for those. I literally want to I can't even English. I literally want to apply to literally I know they say that like all Ivies are not fits for you. Not every Ivy is going to be a fit for you, and you're not going to be a fit for every Ivy. And you're not going to like every Ivy except Cornell. I don't like Cornell. But I do want to apply to all of them except Cornell, and maybe Penn. Nothing against Penn, but like I don't really like them. And maybe Duke. But it would be interesting to have like an Ivy Day where I open Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Columbia. I don't think I would get into Harvard. I don't think I like Harvard that much. Like I want to apply just to reject them. But I don't know. I just don't think that I'm the type of student that goes to Harvard. It's just like it's not giving the energy. It's not giving the social justice energy. And like even Columbia has like more social justice energy than like Harvard. And even Princeton is like kind of hip. But Harvard is just Mm, yeah. So anyway, yeah, that has been the decision making process that has literally been going on through my mind lately. And yeah, I don't know, it's about to be really fun. It's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be a very exciting time to be alive. Senior year is gonna be a whirlwind, because is it whirlwind or whirlwind? I think it might be whirlwind. Whirl whirlwind. It's definitely gonna be a time to be alive. Definitely, like, even right now, the last couple of weeks over summer break have just been like a time for self growth and reflection. And like, I was listening to this podcast today, and they said that if you do it right and if you do it with time, the college admissions process should be a time to reflect on all of the growth you've had over the last couple of years in high school. It should be a time for self-discovery. It should be a time to get to know yourself on a deeper level, to grow that relationship with yourself if you do it right? If you do it with time, which I do recommend doing if anyone has not done that. And if anybody listens to this, oh my God, if anybody listens to this and hasn't started like thinking about college and your college list and your college research, please, guys, please start thinking about it. Because sometimes I know a couple of people who were like super high achieving students, who were like best of the best of their class, right? And one of them ended up in like a really good situation, right? But they didn't start thinking about these things until like November-ish of like next year. And so they started rushing all of their college apps. They started rushing all of their things, right? And she did get into Stanford, but she did not consider all of the options that she should have considered. She only applied to 5 schools, like only 5 schools, because that's all she had time for. The other girl that I knew, she only applied to like 4 schools or something like that, and she got rejected, I think out of 2. And then she had another one that she EA'd, or she had committed to it before, and then ended up going to another school that gave her better financial aid. But like, imagine, she told me that she had regretted her decision of not applying to like USC, because she hadn't even thought about it, right? She hadn't even like considered it. And that's just like some of the dangers of not starting early. And you're going to feel rushed, and you're going to feel as if like you don't have time to put your best foot forward. And this is literally the one time in your life when it is so integral to put your best foot forward. And so, yeah. Put your best foot forward. Start early. August 1st, the Common App resets. All of the supplementals are going to be there. Start thinking about who you are. Start thinking about what makes you tick. What do you like? Like, literally, I didn't even know that I liked so many things. And it was the fault of the school year and stuff, because I literally do give school my all. Like, at one point in the school year, I was like, if I could do anything... If I could do anything in my life, it would be studying all the time. And that is kind of toxic, because studying is really draining. Really fun, but really draining. And I think the way I did it was just so, this is everything and nothing else. And maybe that wasn't as healthy as it probably could have been. My relationship with the studying was a little complicated. But yeah. Just figuring out like what you like, and not setting your hobbies and your interests aside for like school, and just like try and figure yourself out, right? Try to understand what is, because the college admissions process is literally not about statistics. It is not about, and this is not professional help this by any means. These are just my thoughts about what I've learned. But yeah, the college admissions process is not about statistics. Even the best students with the best, best stats, best SAT score, best ACT score, best, in the top 10% of their class, really, really strong students academically have not gotten into, these top tier colleges, because they focus too much on, the traditional archaic way of getting into college, which was statistics, and now they care about who you are as a person, what makes you tick, what makes you excited, what makes you wake, what do you look forward to when you wake up in the morning, what do you do, what do you read, what do you do in your free time, what are your interests, what are you passionate about? It's not about statistics. And I think that a lot of the time we don't understand the college education system, because the American education system has just made it so inaccessible and elite. But it's all about you. It's all about you going on to pursue the education that you desire. It's all about you going to pursue the education that you desire. It's about you pursuing the opportunities that you desire. It's not about going to the most elite institution. It's not, it's about what can the institution offer you that makes you tick. It's not about you wanting to go to it's not about the school wanting you. It's about you wanting to go to the school, right? Do they have classes that will make you jump up and down, giddy, excited to learn? A lot of these, even especially in the liberal arts, these kids, and especially in schools with open curriculums, these kids choose to be there. So show them why you would be a good addition to their classrooms. Show them why. Show them why you would be a good student in their classroom. Show them why you would wake up every day super excited to be in Professor Aldestein's social justice class, analyzing the cultural impact of X, Y, and Z. That's exciting. That's what makes me tick. That's what makes me tick. But yeah, just tell them that that's literally the secret. Especially now that a lot of colleges are moving towards holistic admissions and stuff like that, not just looking at your statistics or trying to understand you as a person. It's not about trauma dumping anymore. The trauma dumping thing, it's about being resilient and overcoming things, but it's about them understanding what makes, and I heard this from an admissions officer the other day, so I don't remember what school they were from, maybe it was UPenn, or I don't know what was the other one, Middlebury, but they literally sit there and they're trying to understand who you are and what makes you tick, considering every single part of your application, in order to try and build a bigger picture of who you are as a person, who you are and how you deal with things, and all of these things. And I literally cannot, I don't know, it was just so scary at one point, because it was it's just because you don't have the highest GPA, it's because this, because that, but it's if you are a resilient, passionate person, you are self-advocating, you will ask for the things that you want, you will seize the moment, you will take advantage of the opportunities of the networks, and you talk to people, and you're social, and you're gonna be involved in X, Y, and Z club and X, Y, and Z organization. It's about how you are going to contribute to their community, how you are going to not only be a good student, but how you're going to be a productive member of their school society. And yeah, that's basically it. And I don't know why I went on a rant about college admissions, but that's literally my grain of salt of things that I've learned. And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel uninteresting, because this is running really, really long. I don't know if anybody's going to sit through this, but let me know if you do. I probably should post it, because I think it's really funny and nice, and kind of a little conversation between the both of us. But Yeah, sometimes I think I'm uninteresting because, like, I know it's just like a thought. I know that I know that I do all these things, and I know that I am the student who's like always involved, always tries to be social and tries to make friends in whatever environment and tries to welcome people and things like that. But you know, a lot of the times it's easy to forget all of the things you do, as ridiculous as that sounds. Um, all the things that you do the moment that you like start looking at the activity sheet and you're like, oh my god, who am I? And you have this crisis because you're like, how do I even fill this out? Like, how do I know who I am if I don't know who I am? And you know, it's like it just goes back to the things that you like, and you feel uninteresting when you forget that being interesting isn't about just being interesting and just a mere fact of being interesting. It's about the things that you like, the things that you do, the way that you carry yourself. It's like, I don't know, the random things, like how do you spend your free time? And that's literally what they want to know, and that's literally why a lot of people say that you should get in contact with a professor at the institution that you want to go to and talk about, like, read their articles and then talk about, like, send them a follow-up email and talk about the things that they write about and be like, hey, I'm fascinated with this, you know. And then in your college application you can be like, hey, I was fascinated by this, you know, from Professor X, Y, and Z. We've been emailing, and I wish to continue that learning in your classrooms. And then they're like, oh my god, you're like already taking initiative, blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, I don't know how that got there, and I think that I lost my train of thought there for a sec. But yeah, it's just about the things that you like, things that you do, the things you find interesting as a person, and all of those things. Like, yeah, I'm literally gonna go to my interview and I'm gonna be like, so I like podcasts, and I like music, and I like social activism. Princeton, let me into your college. I literally love you with all of my heart, and pursuing higher education means everything to me. Yeah, actually, interesting story about an interesting thing that I learned today. I went on a subscription spree. When I was on a subscription spree on Apple Podcasts, and it was literally so fun because I found this one podcast by these like two sixth graders who are like incredibly intellectual, and literally I was listening to it for fun because I thought it was just going to be some, sincerely, I thought that it was just going to be some uneducated kids, because like I remember what I was like during sixth grade. I remember what other people were like during sixth grade. We were not as smart as these kids, and I literally was stunned. I sat there for 30 minutes listening to them talk about Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter and like his thought process behind it, and like their thoughts and their perspectives on like the edit button and the edit feature, thinking about like all of these nuances that I had never considered, right? Or ever even critically thought about the way that they were thinking about. And I was just shocked. And yeah, I highly recommend that specific podcast episode. I haven't listened to any other ones, but they're literally so interesting. Like the way that they banter, the way that they talk, the way that they carry themselves is literally so interesting and funny. And I don't know, they're just like two brothers just like talking and sitting about, like, they're two sixth graders, two like 11-year-olds talking about the acquisition of Twitter and Elon Musk. And then they went on to talk about Tesla and all of these things, and the way that like the most interesting thing is that they went on to talk about like the different companies that Elon Musk has, and they talked about Neurolink, and so that they were then dissecting the way that neurons fire, and just like the way that synapse works, and how like it's like your brain signals. And they were talking about Neuralink and Elon Musk's thing, and I didn't even know that Neuralink existed, or it was just like, I didn't even know it was a thing. And apparently they were talking about this video, right? They were talking about I forgot his name. It was this one monkey. and he was taught. It was part of like the company and their experiment, and they posted a YouTube video which I can link as well. And basically it was this monkey who they had trained to play cup pong, right, with like no, not cup pong, they had ping pong with like a little oh my god, what is it called, the little bar that you move, the little, I'm blanking, like a little knob almost. And it was funny because it was explaining the way that they had implanted some neurotransmitters in the brain of the monkey, and like the two sides of the brain, that it was like decoding like the brain signals, or like the signals of the neurons as the synapses fired, and how they were like associate the the neurons that were firing, like the signals were being decoded. I don't know how to explain this. They were being decoded in order to look at the relationship between like the waves of the neurons that were firing, and like the hand mobility or whatever. And then that once it, like, the computer synthesized the energy, like synthesized the data, and it understood they unplugged like the little lever thingy that the monkey was, like the controller that the monkey was doing. And because the brain was the neurotransmitters were connected to the computer, like, and the neurotransmitters knew, like, if the monkey thought about like moving like the lever in a specific direction, it knew that what it was trying to do in the computer, and so then it like eliminated like completely like the role of the lever. And so it was like the monkey was controlling the computer and like playing the game of cup pong, because like the machine can't analyze it just with his brain. Like it was really cool. On the two sides of his brain, he had the two neurotransmitters. It took the signals, right? So he thought about like where to move like the little, like to shoot the little ball of ping pong, and it moved. It was so exciting. And this was literally like it was like mind control. And Elon Musk was like doing a voiceover, and he was like, hi buddy. He was like, Elon Musk was doing a voiceover, and he was like, this is not magic, this is the machine, right? This is, and it was literally a year ago. It was published a year ago, and I was like shocked, because I was like, oh my god, this seems like the most cutting edge, most recent thing that has ever been done in the history of man. Like, we have gotten to a point, and these, by the way, these sixth graders were talking about it. I'm a rising senior, and I literally do not know how to talk about it. But these sixth graders were like debating about this. And it literally just seems like one of the most important like advancements of our time. Like, and Elon Musk is like in on it, right? And they said, I think Elon said that like the applications were for people or patients with paralysis and Parkinson's, where like their motor functions no longer work, but then they would find a way, or with the Neurolink transmitters, they were going to be able to control computers, and us, or the scientists or whatever, were going to be able to decipher what like the people were thinking. The people with Parkinson's, or the people with like paralysis, were thinking on the basis of like using their neurotransmitters, right? Using like these things that you implant with surgery in your head in order to like know what they were thinking about. Like there is no cure for Parkinson's. There is no cure for There's no cure for Parkinson's. There's no cure for paralysis, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But point is that there's no cure for these things, but Elon Musk is doing it, and he found a way around it. And I literally, I could not imagine the day when people are like implanting chips. Like, I consider myself like the most modern hip person or whatever, but I cannot imagine the day that people implant chips into their brains voluntarily, in order and control things, right? Like control, like imagine if I could control my computer, like I could, if I thought stop recording, and it literally stopped recording, and it's kind of crazy and kind of creepy, but like kind of cool. And I don't know. Point is, it was a very interesting experience. I was literally laying over there on the floor, because I was in complete and utter shock to the fact that these sixth graders were debating about this. These kids are for real gonna go to like MIT or whatever, are gonna become the next big podcast. And I want to think that it's because I recommended them. But a New York Times journalist actually commented at the bottom of like their podcast episode, and I was literally like, that is so cool. But yeah, no, it was really fun, really interesting, a really interesting experience to delve into and think about, and just neurotransmitters in the future of humanity. But yeah, oh cool. I literally love looking at my, this is running 46 minutes, but I literally love looking at my email these days, because I get all of like these different college emails, and it's like Claremont McKenna, and I know I'm like part of this, it's almost like college spam, but there's good stuff in there, and I know I'm a part of the mailing list or whatever, but I still find it like really interesting and things like that. Imagine going to Pomona. Imagine going like, I'm actually gonna go on a Claremont visit. I'm gonna go to all 5. Is there 5? I don't know how many there is. I'm gonna go visit the Claremont with my little CMO. No wait, is it called CMO? I don't know. College match. Yeah. And yeah, it's gonna be really fun. And yeah, I think I should cut it off right here, because it could literally ramble on for like another hour, but I think that this is enough for today. Thank you guys for listening to me talk and rant about college. If you guys want more college updates, I can do that for you. If you want more college tips to whatever extent is possible from me, I can probably do that for you too. And yeah, I hope I literally recorded this on video and on audio, so that I can put the audio on the video in order for it to be like more interesting and engaging, because like maybe looking at a picture for like 30 minutes is not the most interesting thing, and at least here you can see like my facial expressions. You know, I've been told I have a really expressive face. But yeah, no, A+ for consistency, A+ for goals. I literally recorded this because I had watched a TikTok, and this girl was literally calling me out for like not doing my New Year's resolutions. And yes, I worked out, and yes, I drank my water today, and yes, I read, because those were also New York. I do want to live there. New Year's resolutions, but yeah, I'll be back like next week with another episode sometime next week. I should achieve some sort of consistency, but we'll see. If more than 5 people sit through this, I will post another one next Thursday. Like every Thursday, I will post it. That's literally going to be a pain in the butt when I go back to school. But I don't care, because I literally want to talk to you guys about everything that goes on in my little Chicana life, and my little ups and downs and side to side struggles, and college, and fears, and identity, and cool Elon Musk things, and very interesting things that I learn about. So you can't get rid of me. Subscribe, because it would be very cool if I had like more than 3 subscribers. And yeah, well, I'll see you guys later. And yeah, if you listen to this and you see me at school, you should be like, good job, Marissa. And you guys should just be like kind of supportive about the things that I do, because you know what? I'm gonna embrace it. You know, I'm gonna embrace it. Okay, I was gonna go to another story and another tangent, but it's literally reaching 50 minutes, and so I think it's time to stop. My little mic did it very well today. It was a very sturdy mic. Anyway, guys, see you guys next time. I'm done. Bye. Bye, besties. The lighting is going bad. Bye.